What's up, guys? Here's a quick one today. We're back out of here in Adams kart track. We got the track all to ourselves. We got a shooting day with this bad boy. Yeah, let's go for it. The Ohvale has been probably one of the most important and most incredible tools to train, basically, to learn how to really ride fast on track. And this little guy has actually helped a ton, like the Moto suspension forks, the Moto shocks in the back, like the throttle, the brakes by BK, and J Juan or J Juan in the front, and the Alfano timer, like just all the accessories that come with this bike. And where you can go find it, you can go find it at ricemoto.com, where you can ping Brando Cretu over there to get it. Now, one of the biggest things that I've enjoyed with this thing over the season has been the ability to translate all of the work here and here and here, and just all the work, it translates immediately to an R6, to a big bike on track. So before, when I was running Supermoto or mini moto tracks, the position was a little much higher, the position was a little bit more higher. It was a little bit more kind of like, you're working from up here, you're modifying the handlebars. This does the job that it's meant to do. I'm 5'7.5", a little chunky on the 200-pound side, and the shock works perfectly fine. The sag works perfectly fine. I took it to Bobby Lou to do a little bit of valving and suspension tweaks in the back, but besides that, it works phenomenal. The chassis is very rigid. It's very, very predictable. The Pirelli that they come with are so grippy. It's unbelievable. The brakes are one-finger brakes to stop, and to the point where you're making like stoppies. And I've even gotten to the point where I learned how to come in one of these kind of bikes hauling and use the rear brake. I was not a rear brake user before, but now I am, thanks to this guy. It's easy to back in a Supermoto with a clutch, a big Supermoto with a clutch. It's easy to back it in, sit back, and watch it move all over under you. But with this guy, when you're slamming on the brakes and you're in this position and you gotta brake and shift at the same time, and you're doing it all from like this kind of position as you tuck in, elbow, knee down to the corner, this has allowed me to learn how to do that. And there's a little video that I put on my Instagram about the use of the rear brake, and it's not to back it in or anything like that. It's just a way to like use it to anchor the back so that the front pitches in and both wheels, the back goes down and the front dives, instead of just doing a front dive so quickly. And because the wheelbase in this bike is so short and your butt is pretty much on the rear wheel, it helps squat it back is really, really well. And when you apply the front, it literally anchors down, and you can stop like a half a length of this bike, or a little more than half a length of this bike, later than you would before. I love the ergonomics. I love the way that you can adjust the clip-ons, and there's like a little 2 pins here on the front that allow you to lock it in place so they don't fiddle all over the place. It has been amazing. Maintenance-wise, I've had to go through 2 different clutches. This was one of the first ones that came out of the batch, I must admit. It's one of the first ones that came out of the factory in London in the United States. But I believe they're very reliable. There's 32 hours in the engine at the moment, and all I've had to do is change the clutch basket, which was just a few €100, and I did just some changes. It's not a scary bike to work on. You pretty quickly realize how many videos there are on the Anima 4 engine, the 190cc out there. These engines, you can find so much information, not even Ohvale related. There's like so many other videos. This engine is in so many different models out there. It's been one of the best experiences to train and learn on how to go fast. I've been able to go much faster in bigger racetracks because the theory of this translates over there so well. And it's just graduating the clutch and just being finicky about your brakes and adjusting here and there. The adjustability of the foot picks is pretty incredible. It's you know, it's one of the best machines, you know, hands down. Throwbacks, very little, very little. Apart from a little bit of the engine maintenance, which you have to expect when you're coming to race these little things, these little engines, they need a lot of maintenance. They need a little bit of, you know, your oil change here and there, your filter changes. Make sure that your clutch plates are good. Check it once every season. The rear tire lasted me, and the front tire, they lasted me for the whole season, for 1 year. And the front tire has lasted me still since last year, and I just put a new rear. I bought a new front, but I'm waiting to change it. I changed the brake pads. I just got a new set of brake pads through that are more organic, and they bite a little more and they heat a little less, which is phenomenal. You can get them from Moto too. And what else? You'd be surprised how much you can open the throttle in full lean on this thing. It's just being super unbelievable. Another little drawback: glue all your screws, every single screws from you know, this guy right here, this guy right here. Just glue every screw you have, because they're gonna, with the vibration, they're gonna fall apart. This little bad boy comes apart in winter, this little rubber piece, but just super glue it and you'll be just perfectly fine. If you just glue all your stuff, no problem. I've actually went down in this motorcycle twice on the right hand side. On the right, the Acerbi guard picked up a lot of the shunt, which is pretty good. It just, you know, this is still intact. This has taken 2 hits already, pretty hauling corners. It wasn't slow speeds. It was like losing the front, going off like as far as I could. On the right hand side, I've replaced these. I recommend you guys that you buy from Moto, from Brandon Creed 2. Spares. I bought like two pairs, so I have them spares in the back. There's been times where I crashed and I needed a spare, and I have it now. These guys, you can buy them either from Martino Design, or when you buy them from Ohvale, they come with this little thing. This is pretty worth it, the Martinos. I've already gone down in 2 of them and they took the shunt really well. These will take 2 crashes, give or take. Martino ones can take 1, but beautifully though. Unfortunately, when I went down this side, this thing went down, bent, and kind of like let this hit the ground. So I just took a bit of a scratch. Nothing happened. The engine cover, everything else is pretty smooth, pretty good. The tail, this is from Martino, and this is worth every penny. Martino Design prints is like 3D printed, like little protectors that you just glue with 3M tape. It comes already pre-cut already for you, but this has taken a couple hits and it's beautiful. And this one hasn't taken any just yet, so it's been pretty good. The bike is in tremendous condition, really, for the couple of downs that I've had. There's nothing else but, you know, changing foot pegs, and not a single scratch at all. And the original Acerbi protector, perfectly fine. The only thing that I bought is foot pegs, because they tend to bend a little bit, and then the little rubber at the tail end kind of goes away. But again, the usual stuff. But the entire bodywork and the entire fairings are in perfect condition. You only have to change this if you want to. Change these little protectors from Martino Designs in the tail end, and I already put new foot pegs, you know, which are part of your like use year after year of a motorcycle if you're going to track. But besides that, enjoy the shots of riding. Enjoy all the other videos that I'm putting out of the Ohvale. So you can go back into my YouTube and see some action laps and reviews. Anyway, peace.